Hello everyone. This is the last video of chapter torsion. In this video, we're going to discuss how to transmit power by using shaft. In our motor pump example, we have seen that a shaft is attached with a pump impeller. Now, due to the flow of current in pump motor circuit, an EMF is generated and that EMF rotates this shaft. And as the shaft is attached with the impeller also start rotating, and by this it will create suction. So basically we are transferring power from one end of the shaft to its other end. So by definition we can say shaft are the medium to transmit power from the point of power generation to the point of its application. And the measurement of the power transmission is given by the work done per second. Now if power transmitted represented by P, then P equals to T times omega, where omega equals to 2 pi n by 60. So power transmitted P, that is equals to 2 pi nt by 60, where T represent the torque and n represent the revolution per minute. Now let's just compare the power transmission between a solid shaft and a hollow shaft. First take case number 1. When the outside diameter of the hollow and the solid shaft is same and they are made of same material and the length and the angular velocity with which they rotate are the same. So let this is your solid shaft whose diameter is capital D, and this is your hollow shaft whose outer diameter is capital D and inner diameter let it be small d. From the equation of shear stress we can write tau max equals to T into R max by J, and if you just replace R by D, this will gives you tau max equals to T times D by 2J. So for solid shaft we can write Ts, that is equals to torque developed in solid shaft, that is equals to tau max into 2Js by D, where Js represent the polar moment of inertia of a solid shaft. If you place all the value, you will come up with the equation. For hollow shaft, the polar moment of inertia Jh will be pi capital D to the 4 minus small d to the 4 by 32, where capital D represent the outer dia of the hollow shaft and small d represent the inner dia of the hollow shaft. And if you just replace this small d by capital D by C, you will have a equation like this. Th, that is the torque developed in hollow shaft, this will given as tau max by 2 Jh by D, and if you put all those value you will end up with this equation. We all know that power transmitted P equals to 2 pi nt by 60. So we can write power of solid shaft by power of hollow shaft, that is equals to Ps by Ph, where Ps equals to 2 pi n Ts by 60 and Ph equals to 2 pi n Th by 60. As all other parameters are same, so this will basically cancel each out and you will left with Ts by Th, that is the torque developed in solid shaft, the torque developed in hollow shaft. And if you put all those values, you will end up with a equation that is power of solid by power of hollow, that is equals to 1 by 1 minus c to the power 4. Now you have remembered that d or small d by capital D, that is equals to c, and we all know that capital D is greater than of small d, as capital D represent the outer dia of the hollow shaft and small d represent the inner dia of the hollow shaft. So we can say c is always less than 1. Now if you put this value on this equation, you will end up with power of solid by power of hollow will always greater than 1. If it is so, that means we can write power of solid is always greater than power of hollow. This is true when the outer diameter is same. Now consider case number 2. If the area of cross section of both the hollow and the solid shaft is same along with the material length and same angular velocity. Now before we start this case, just have a look at this manipulation. We all know weight equals to mass into g. Now mass equals to, we can write density into volume, and again volume equals to, we can write area into length. Now out of weight, density, area and length, if any three of these are same for both solid and hollow shaft, fourth one has to be the same. So let's take our parameters. Here small d represent the diameter of the solid shaft, small di represent the inner diameter of the hollow shaft, small do represent the outer diameter of the hollow shaft, L represent the length of both the shaft, and rho basically represent the density of the material. Now like the previous example, power of solid by power of hollow, this will gives you Ps by Ph, and this will end up with Ts by Th. Where Ts basically represent the torque developed in solid shaft and Th represent the torque developed in a hollow shaft. And if you just put all those values, you will end up with the equation like this. Let this is our equation 1. Now we also have considered that both the weight of the shaft is same, so we can write pi by 4 small d square into L into rho into g, that is equals to pi by 4 into small do to the power 2 minus small di to the power 2 into L rho into g. Now here L rho g is common for both the shaft, so you just cancel it out. So you have left with this equation. Let this is your equation number 2, where d by d0, that is the ratio between the solid shaft diameter to the diameter of the hollow shaft. Now if you put this value d by do in equation 1, you will end up with this mathematical expression. but we know the value of C is less than 1. So if you put this value, this comes always less than 1. That means power of solid is less than the power of hollow, or we can write power of hollow shaft is greater than the value of power of solid shaft. So in conclusion, we can write, when space constraint is there, then we use solid shaft for power transmission, as with same external diameter we get more torque in solid shaft, but one disadvantage is that the weight of the shaft will increase. When we don't have space constraint, then hollow shaft are better choice, as for the same weight of the material they transmit larger amount of torque. Now let's take another example. A shaft transmits 280 kilowatt of power at 160 rpm. Determine number 1, the diameter of a solid shaft to transmit that required power. Number 2, the inner and the outer diameter of a hollow circular shaft if the ratio of the inner to outer diameter is 2/3. Number 3, the percentage saving in the material on using a hollow shaft instead of a solid shaft. Take the allowable stress as 80 MPa and the density of the material is 78 kilonewton per meter cube. We all know power transmitted P equals to 2 pi nt by 60, and if you put all those value, you will get the value of torque T, that is equals to 16.71 kilonewton meter or 16.71 10 to the power 6 Newton millimeter. Now for a solid shaft, we can write T by tau, that is equals to pi d cube by 16, where d represents the diameter of the solid shaft. If you put all those value, you will get the value of d, that is equals to 102 millimeter. That means to transmit that amount of power, you require a solid shaft of diameter d equals to 102 millimeter. Now for a hollow shaft, the formula looks like this, where d basically represents the outer dia of the hollow shaft, and if you put all those value, the outer dia of the hollow shaft will be 109.8 millimeter, and the inner dia of the hollow shaft will be 2/3 of this 109.8 millimeter, which will gives you 73.2 millimeter. Now to find out the saving of material, as the length is the same, so instead of taking volume, you only need to consider the area. So saving of material, it will be given by the area of the solid shaft minus the area of the hollow shaft divided by the area of the solid shaft, and if you put all those value, you will save 35.6% material. Well, that's all for today. This is the end of chapter torsion. If you have any queries, ask your respective teacher. Thank you everyone.